All right, I want you to tell me about the train ride when you was a kid with the 7 of you and your daddy going from Kentucky to California. What can you remember about that?
All of it.
All of it.
Well, this was, I think it was a 43.
Yeah, in the summer of 43, I think is
Summer
what
of
Daddy had told
43,
me. In July, I think it was.
Yeah, it was hot. It was hot weather. Now, Mother and Dad divorced in 40. And they're 39 or 40. Anyway,
They were still together in 40 because on the census records in 1940, they're still listed as husband and wife.
I think
So it must have been shortly after that, probably.
It was very shortly after that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were living in Marion at the time, and Dad was having trouble getting enough money to make the trip, pay for train tickets. So everybody out there was helping a little bit, you know. And I remember Dad used to save a nickel or a dime even. He'd put them away.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd write it down in his journal. I don't know if anybody's, I haven't seen that journal. I remember him writing this stuff.
I've got a few journals that Daddy had found of his.
Yeah.
And I know there are some where he would write down how much it cost for like a loaf of bread or
yeah.
some eggs or milk or something.
Anyway, he finally, with their help in California, plus what Dad could do here, we got enough money. He got enough money to get us train tickets out there. There's a man from there in Marion had a 1-ton truck, and Dad had several items that he wanted to take, you know, personal stuff.
Daddy told me it was a Clark that had the truck. Last name was Clark.
I believe it was, yeah.
I'm trying to think of his first name.
Audrey Clark.
Audrey Clark. That was it.
We left Marion. It was living there in Marion at the time. We left there in.
Were you living in town?
Yes. We lived
Do you remember what street or?
I know it, but it's off of Depot.
Carlisle or
No.
Elm?
Right there, close to the high school.
Okay. Over where the high school is now?
Yeah.
Okay.
The old
Over that
high school.
direction. Okay.
Anyway, that's where we were living, but we left that morning, and us kids all, of course, rode the back on top of our stuff and stuff. I know, we knew we was going to California, that's all. And had no, you know, being kids, we had no idea how far.
You just knew it was going to be some kind of grand adventure, huh?
No, we knew it, especially me and Helen. Of course, Harold had done left and in the military, and William was gone. But we boarded that daggum train. I think they must have pulled it out of the junkyard or something, because it had wooden seats.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the old seats were kind of like they used way back yonder.
Well, Aunt Sis told me it was a troop train somewhere along the line because she said Aunt Helen was flirting with the soldiers.
No, what it was, during the war years, there were troop trains, and any time they were on the move, you know, a non-troop train would have to pull over to the siding and park until it got by.
Oh, okay.
Likewise with truck convoys, especially out west, where there's hundreds of miles of straight road almost. Anyway, we got aboard that doggone train and took off. And
Daddy said y'all boarded it in Princeton, is that right?
Princeton, that's
Okay.
exactly right. We got aboard it in Princeton there. And I don't know, I think it was maybe the second or third day we'd been riding the train. Jack come up missing. And we couldn't find him anywhere. Everybody was looking for him. And we were scared to death that he'd gotten off somewhere or another. Anyway, even the soldiers was helping. Military guys that was traveling, you know, they was looking for him. And finally we reached the point where just every place that he could possibly be had been checked, and he wasn't around. And we went back to the seats, and there he laid underneath my seat, sound asleep. My seat, because he's sitting with me.
Daddy told me that story, and so did Aunt Sis. She goes, she didn't remember much of it, but she remembered Jack disappearing, and they couldn't find him. Everybody was looking. They just knew he'd gotten off the train at the last stop
Yeah,
somehow,
What we thought.
and hadn't got back on. And then there he was, curled up, sound asleep underneath the bench.
Yeah, he sure was. He was so, that was something. Oh, yeah. But
We need her name again.
What was your name again?
Maya,
Maya. And who's your mom?
Mary,
Mary. And who was your grandpa Jack, huh? And this is your grandpa George, huh? That's right.
and she's grandpa's little keeper. I look out for my little
Yeah. All right, so Jack gets lost. You finally find him, and all he's doing is just laying asleep, curled up underneath the bench.
sleeping like a baby.
So-
I remember that so well.
But it scared y'all like crazy down there for a while.
We was imagining all sorts of things. All sorts
Fall
of-
off the train or any number of things, I'm
Yeah.
sure. Because he would have been, what, about 7, wouldn't he?
This was in
Well-
43, and he's born in 34.
Okay, so 9.
9.
Yeah, 9. Daddy was 7. Okay. Yeah. Wow. So after that, how much longer? Do you remember how long it took?
Well, I can't be sure of that. I used to think it took 7 days to get out there because we had to stop so much for the military.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you sit on the sidetrack for hours until all the military trains and convoys, all that stuff got by, and then they'd travel again away.
Mm-hmm.
But I believe we could safely say a week.
At least a week. Now, it went out to the coast and then come back in?
We
Or-
we went from I think it's still the same train. I don't remember changing. We went into Los Angeles. We stopped there for a while and then loaded back up, and it was heading up north, northwest
Mm-hmm.
through the San Joaquin Valley,
Mm-hmm.
and then they pulled into the train station there at Porterville.
In Porterville.
In
Okay.
Porterville. And Uncle Bill was there in his car.
Okay.
Picked us up, took us to his house.
Okay. And he lived in Woodlake?
He lived in Woodlake, that big house. It used to be his house.
Because he had like a little grocery store or something
yeah, he
too,
run a
right?
grocery store there
Okay.
for a while too.
Okay. Now, Aunt Nina and Uncle Clyde, your daddy's sister and brother-in-law, they were living in Woodlake already too, right?
At that time, no, they were still out in the country.
Out in the country, but out in Tulare County though.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
you know, you go through Woodlake.
Mm-hmm.
That first big curve out there to the right,
Yeah.
that first house on the left,
Uh-huh.
that was their old home place.
Did there used to be some big old palm trees or
Yes.
whatever right
They were at the edge of town.
at the edge of town? So
Yeah.
it was just right out. Okay.
Big palm trees and eucalyptus.
Uh-huh.
There was some monstrous ones there.
And Uncle Duel was your daddy's brother too.
Yeah, Uncle Bill was,
Mhm.
he was Dad's.
Now, was any of the other family out there?
Uh,
Because your grandma Rose had passed away before y'all went out
yeah,
there.
she died.
Didn't she die on Helen's birthday? In
I don't-
1939, I believe it was.
I believe you're right, probably right, but I don't really know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was. I think it was June 1st of 1939. And you guys didn't get out there till July of 43.
Let me tell you a little story.
Okay?
When I got out of service in 60, I was going to try to make it, you know, as civilian life. And we were living there at Woodlake. And I had to get a job. I was getting desperate with 6 kids, you know, and a wife. And somebody told me to go up to the cemetery there. Said the guy that runs it, that he's getting ready to retire. I knew the guy, but right now his name
Mm-hmm.
evades me, but I knew him, and asked him if I could have a job with him. He said, yes, I need a man, somebody to train.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, that's exactly what I want. I said, I got to go to work. So I started working with him. Well, he asked me one day, Somewhere I went in there.
Hey, Grandpa, BJ got you a surprise.
What?
BJ got you a new hammer.
Got me a new hammer.
Uh-huh.
That's from Grandpa? Love the great.
This one first.
Oh, Grandpa can build it. Nobody. If Grandpa can't build it, nobody can. Thank you, sweetie. That's love the great grandpa's children. Wonderful. That's
That
great.
is so sweet.
And I needed to know for about two of mine. One of them's vanished.
That's pretty
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
That is. I like
And
it.
it has a date right there.
Oh, it's got the year on there too. Look at that, Uncle
Yeah.
George. Look at that, 2017.
Oh, boy, I love that. 16 ounce. That's my size.
All right.
We can might have to go to a 12 ounce.
That's a pretty good present.
This.
That's a very good present.
What's this?
That's a little wedge that keeps the handle in there. Now,
That's
where
pretty
was
good.
it?
Okay, you said that you'd found this guy at the cemetery and he said he needed some work
Yeah.
because you was looking for work.
I can't
What's your
remember.
name?
Roy.
Oh,
I can't
Want me to put that
remember.
over here, sweetheart?
Oh,
Or he can hold it.
okay.
Why don't you hold it?
And I'm Vicky.
Oh, you know what hard pan is?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Familiar with that?
Yeah.
Okay. He that one particular morning he said, George said, you want to have the opportunity to dig your first grave. I'm ready. And you have to use a jackhammer to bust up that hard pan.
Oh, wow.
And I started digging, you know, I dug pick and shovel, you know, and he had it all marked off, you know,
Mhm.
dig. And I got down and I hit the hard pan. Now, I got my big old pick and started busting it.
axe.
Just no pick. And I started busting it up. And I took it down about so deep, and that hit me like that, was jarring the ground and me too. And what happened next? It just finished me off. It was right beside Grandma Rose's grave,
Oh, was it really?
where I was digging this grave.
Uh-huh.
And a hunk of that hard pan and dirt and stuff fell off, and I could see the side of her coffin.
Oh, really?
I come out of that grave, I was digging like a shot out of a cannon. I went up there and told that boy what happened. He said, well, I said, that's where your grandma's buried. I said, I ain't digging no graves, no way. I mean, it scared me. I just, every time I think about that, I even had a few nightmares about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what's this boy's name?
Dane.
Dane? Excellent.
Yeah, he's my little buddy. He styles a horse for a little guy. Little horse.
Well, that's good.